welcome back. Today I'm having Korean vegetable ramyeon, and I have Japchae Dumplings, which are my favorite dumplings because they have japchae in them and they're kind of spicy. And this sauce, I know it's supposed to be dumpling or ponzu sauce, but I make my own concoction made from soy sauce, a little bit of the sambal hot sauce, and lime or lemon juice. So grab your spoons, grab your forks, grab your chopsticks, and let's get started. Today I want to talk about the first concert I ever went to when I was 14, 15. I think I was turning 15. A bunch of my friends, and when I say a bunch, a handful, maybe 5 of us, we wanted to go to see Britney Spears. And I'm pretty sure this was for her Onyx Hotel tour. And we bought tickets in Chicago. And I'm not really sure why all of our parents trusted one of my friend's moms, because she was not trustworthy at all. I mean, she was a single mom. Not saying anything's wrong with being a single mom, because I was a single mom at one point. But she would let her daughter, my friend, throw parties pretty much every weekend. And there was underage drinking going on, and she didn't really care. She actually would drink with us, which is pretty bad. But so she volunteers to drive all of us to Chicago, and I'm not really sure why all of our parents trusted her, but they probably didn't know. They probably thought she was responsible. The first time we drove to Chicago, we got halfway there and we heard on the radio that she was canceling the concert because she hurt her knee. And she was rescheduling for, I don't know, maybe a month later. And on that first trip, we got a flat tire in a really bad part of Chicago. And we had to go wait in a bowling alley while they were fixing our car. And it was super late by the time we could get back on the road. And it was just an altogether terrible time. Fast forward to when she rescheduled her concert, we drive with the same parent, my friend's mom, and my friend kind of knew that she wasn't as responsible as she should have been for a parent. So she kept telling her, "Mom, please just wait for us. Don't go do anything crazy. Just wait for us. The concert shouldn't be that long. Just make sure you don't leave us and make sure you come pick us up on time." And I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was strange that she was saying that to her mom, but I didn't really know her all that well, aside from just her letting us party at her house every weekend. So I just kind of shrugged it off. And her mom kept saying, "I'm really sick right now, so trust me, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to wait for you girls." And we go to the concert, and it's a blast. It's probably the best concert I've been to. I mean, that was the first concert, but it was when Brittany was at her prime. So I feel really lucky that I was able to experience that, and especially for my birthday, that was the best. Then the concert ends. Okay. We rush with the crowd downstairs. 10, 20, 30 minutes go by. Everybody's like taking off. Nobody's really at the arena anymore. Literally, we were the last ones there. The security guard was concerned for us. He was asking, where are your parents? Are they coming? And we're about to lock down. We're about to lock up. So you guys kind of got to go. And, we're, 14, 15 in Chicago at this big arena and with no ride and nowhere to go. So we just say, okay, whatever, and we just start walking down the street. Well, not too far was a Chili's. So we go in, because we're hungry and we're thirsty, and we're getting food. And I don't know how my friend knew to ask the bartender, but she asked her if she recognized or saw somebody who looked like her mom come in. And sure enough, she was there, drinking at the bar where we were at the concert. But by the time we got there, she was nowhere to be found. So we asked the bartender for more details. And he said there was a man that she was getting cozy up with, and he thinks that they left for the motel nearby. So after we get some water and a little snack, we start walking over to the hotel, or the motel. In the parking lot, we noticed the van that we drove to Chicago in. So we're all excited. We run up to it, and it's locked. Ugh. So we go in the motel. We ask the front desk if her mom checked in with a guy. The front desk says, of course, we can't really give that information, but since you guys are underage and you see your van in the parking lot, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, they were here. And I can't remember fully, but I'm pretty sure they gave us the room number. Which I don't know how legal that is, but I mean, we were minors in Chicago and we just wanted to get home, I guess. And our plan that night was to drive home after the concert. I mean, the town I grew up in was only 2.5 to 3 hours away from Chicago, so it wasn't that far. Earlier, my parents had given me emergency money just in case anything happened and nobody else had any money or we needed help and nobody else could help us. So I think they gave me about $300, and we're banging on the door, okay, and a man comes to the door. A guy we've never met. And he answers and he's like, what do you guys want? What are you guys doing here? And my friend just barges into the room, pushes him out of the way. And at this point, I think 2 of my friends stayed outside because I think they saw the keys in the van and the doors were locked. So they were trying to get the window open to try and get the keys. At this time, okay, this was 15 years ago, so there weren't any automatic key openers, and if there were, they were really expensive. So this was kind of an old van, so it's kind of the ones where you lock the door and you could leave the keys in there and then shut the door and you would lock the keys in the car. So I think that's what happened. And okay, so anyway, and 3 of us barge into the room, okay. And we look towards, as soon as we get in the room, we look towards the bed. Oh my gosh, her mom was standing there naked. It was so awkward, and she was smashed, like she was drunk. And I think the bartender said she only had a couple drinks. I think it's because she took medicine because she was sick and mixed it with alcohol, which made her even more drunk. And this dude, this nasty man, was pretty much taking advantage of her because she was not coherent enough to consent, I'm pretty sure. And my friend Alex at the time, he's just the funniest person ever. He walked to the couch, picked up her bra and said, Nancy, I think you forgot something. And in that moment, I just couldn't help but laugh because of the situation that we were in. I mean, it was very scary at the time and it was very concerning, but it was just, I think in some instances when things keep spiraling out of control, can't help but just laugh at it. I mean, I guess that's my personality at the end of the day, because what are you gonna do, sit there and cry? I mean, it was just we were already in a terrible situation, and that was just something that was lightened the mood, I guess. So we pretty much yell at this man and tell him that it's his fault that she drank too much and they're in this motel, but he ended up trying to help us get the keys out of the car. He was a little bit drunk too, but he was not as smashed as my friend's mom was. So we go outside with both of them after she gets dressed, and he gets a coat hanger and helps us pry the window open, and we're able to get the keys. I'm not really sure why we didn't call the cops or what, but my friend was crying and telling us to please not tell our parents because she knew once we told our parents we weren't allowed to hang out with her anymore. And actually one of my other friends did end up calling her mom and dad, and they were in full panic mode. I didn't want my parents to worry because I thought at the time that we could figure it out, which we ended up figuring it out. So, and I'm not really even sure that my parents know the full story to this day. I just think they know that something happened and we're all okay. So we finally get the keys to the car, and my friend's mom is not able to drive. She's drunk. And my friend at the time was 15, and she was the only one who had her learner's permit. So at the time, nobody had their driver's license. And she gets behind the wheel with her mom in the front, of course, and starts driving. And at the time, nobody had cell phones with texting and GPS and all that stuff. That makes me feel so old. But anyway, at that time, we didn't know where we were going because we didn't have GPS and all that stuff on our phones. So she literally just drives to the first hotel that we recognize, hotel chain that we recognize. We go in, ask them how much the rate is, and I literally had to pay for it because nobody else had money. Nobody else had, well, that much money. It was like $200 for the hotel room. And literally 5, 6 of us stayed in that hotel room. And I'm pretty sure some of the girls, we split it, and some of the girls ended up paying me back later, but some of them didn't. Which sucked because it was my birthday and I had to buy a hotel room for us because my friend's mom got drunk and couldn't drive us home. So we had to call our parents and tell them something came up. My friend's mom was too tired to drive, so we're just gonna stay the night. And the worst part about it is we woke up the next morning and her mom didn't apologize to us at all. I mean, she pretty much woke up, went and took her shower, put on the same nasty clothes she had on the night before, because we didn't bring a change of clothes. We didn't know we were gonna stay the night. And said, "Let's go, girls." And we just drove 2.5 hours in silence because everybody was mad at her, and I don't know why she didn't apologize or say anything to us, but I just thought it was inappropriate to do that to a bunch of teenage girls and not say anything to them the next morning. But, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. I mean, I was laughing about it the other day. I was telling my father-in-law about it because we were talking about the BTS concert. And I told him, and he asked me what my first concert was, and I told him the story. Oh. It's funny to think about now, and it's funny to tell this story now, but at the time, it was very scary. And totally avoidable. I don't know, I'm so thankful that we were all okay and nothing bad happened to us. But, I mean, it could have gone a lot worse. So I'm grateful for that. And I know now that I have kids not to send them out of town to a concert with somebody, with a parent that's not fully trustworthy. Actually, I think I would just go with her. I would just say that I would take her myself and I'll meet you guys at the concert. I don't know that I would send her on her own with her friends. That's really scary. At least not until she was older and could drive and figure out a plan or a solution if something went wrong. I feel like nowadays it's so much easier to find a solution to things because Uber and Lyft didn't exist back then. And I just think about how much more convenient life is now and how much it would have helped in situations that I got myself in when I was a teenager. I hope you enjoyed hearing my story about my first concert. I still love Britney Spears. I still think she's awesome. I'd love to hear about your experience, about the first concert you went to. So leave comments below, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until then, I'll see you next time. Mwah!